Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Addiction Solutions with Roselle. So glad you could join me for another episode, and so glad that you guys are corresponding with me. Remember, you can get in touch with me through my Facebook page, Messenger, email, and that email address is Roselle, Rozelle, dot White at the letter Y, mail.com. Contact me and I can give you information on how you can obtain my books, 366 Days of Recovery and 365 Days of Recovery. And we can communicate. So, let's get into the show. As I say in the beginning of every show, go to YouTube, go to the search engine, type in Addiction Solutions with Roselle. It'll bring up my channel. You can view all of the previous videos that I've done, and you'll get a chance to subscribe and hit like. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all of the concerns that you guys have had. It's really heartwarming to know that these shows are helping individuals. Now, what I tell you at the beginning of every show, go to family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, church members, and tell them about the show. Look, there's a misconception that you have to use drugs and alcohol to be addicted. No, there's all forms of addiction, and gambling has moved into probably the #1 slot. Yes, there are casinos in every state, just about every state. You've got the Mega, Powerball. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. And you've got scratch-off tickets. You've got all of these vices that individuals overlook because they're not drinking and drugging. Overeating, it's not about weight. Please, it's about health. And eating is tied to feelings and emotions, as are the other addictions. Shopping, I don't feel good, I'm gonna go to the mall. I'm in the mall, now what? Oh, credit cards, sex. All of these addictions have support groups. And in my videos, you'll find out I listed them. I listed all of them, even Emotional Anonymous. You can go and try to get help. Teens can go to Narrateen, Al-Anon. There's all kind of places to go and get help. You do not have to suffer. So let's get into the show. Enough preaching. I'm in chapter 3 of my 21-point manual. Remember, initially I just went over the titles, and then I decided, well, let's give the audience some information about these titles. So we covered chapter 1 and chapter 2. Now we're in chapter 3 of the 21-point manual. Chapter 3 reads, you must attend 12-step meetings. Now, that's what I mentioned in the beginning of the show, support group meetings. These meetings help you to connect with people that are doing or have the same issues that you do. So I'm going to start off. You always let me read my notes. Here we go. I know, you are tired of hearing about 12-step meetings. Your family may be tired of you going to 12-step meetings. I will say this with the utmost seriousness, and it does not matter what your addiction is. If you have diabetes and have to take insulin, what will happen if you stop? If you have any other debilitating disease and refuse to take your medication, what will happen to you? For addicts in recovery, the 12-step meetings are your medicine that helps you to get better. Not cured, but better. There's no known cure for our disease, but at some point, you can bring the disease under control and recovery is then possible. Paraphrasing from Narcotics Anonymous, basic text. As long as I've been clean, I believe that previous statement. I have got better over the years in some areas, but I still have a lot of work to do in those areas. In some areas, I have not even touched the tip of the iceberg. If you want to know how to stop relapsing, if your family wants to help you to stop relapsing, Then pay close attention to this chapter. Going on. When you attend 12-step meetings, it is to give you strength and not weaken you. 12-step meetings is not a brainwashed job, as some individuals believe. It is not a cult, as some people believe. I will make this statement now, and I will not repeat it. Yes, there are people who have got clean from their addictions and never attended a 12-step meeting. Yes, it's possible. There are people who have attended 12-step meetings for years and stopped going, and they did not relapse. I put the last two statements in here for the argument that I know will follow once individuals read this manual. I am not going to argue with anyone regarding the validity of the statements. What I will say is listen to my side of the story. Recovery, as I know it, consists of an active change of old attitudes and ideas. The Narcotics Anonymous basic text states, we must change our old ways of thinking or go back to using. Simple abstinence for me will not get what the recovery program has to offer. In order for me to get better, I have to learn how to get better. I can read a lot of books and I can listen to a lot of people. I can go to church. I have nothing against church. Please don't call me about that. However, in order for me to get better, I have to learn from my predecessors. The people that came before me in the 12-step program told me that recovery is our goal, not mere abstinence. I can now recover if I disconnect from my life support, 12-step meetings. I can stay clean, and as I said earlier, it is a proven fact that people can stay clean. What I want you to do is look at their behavior. Please give yourself a mental overview of the person's behavior. So, I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to stop there for a reason. I said some things in here that could be controversial, but they're not really. People have not gone to meetings, people have not gone to treatment and stayed clean. But, we're all different. And so you have to look at your situation and not others. And so people that continue to go to meetings, they know they need them. They know they need to stay around this type of environment. And those are the people that continue to get better, the people that get honest with themselves, the people that move on from situations that held them back. So you have to make the judgment. But here, Roselle is telling you that you need to make meetings initially. And then from there, you got to make your own judgment. If you like relapsing and going back and forth, then that's on you. But nevertheless, give yourself a break and give yourself a chance. That's all for today. I'm glad you joined me. Come in next week where we're going to continue with Chapter 3 of the 21-Point Manual. I love you and stay blessed.